Welcome to the Revolution Show. We are a conscious family radio talk show, speaking truth, love, and freedom for all. Know thyself to love thyself. In this show, we'll be discussing topics such as how to free your mind control, higher conscious level, self-love and self-mastery, natural law, conscious parenting, social engineering, and off-gridding, along with much, much more. And now, the sacred feminine and sacred masculine dynamic twin flame revolutionary hosts, Amy and John Paul. Enjoy the show. Revolution, all you beautiful spirits out there, welcome to the Revolution Show on Revolution.radio, freedomslips.com. My name is John Paul. My twin flame is sitting it out today, Amy. She's sitting it out, and I'll be ranting and raving for the next hour. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're well, wherever you are. We're up in the Northeast, North America. It's freezing, snowing, and blowing, and that's how it is up here. Hope you're well, warm, comfortable, questioning the lies, free in your mind control. Okay, only you can do it. All right, we talk about this all the time. We're coming to you from the road today, from the in-laws, and thankful to be in a regular house right now with regular power and water and all the amenities we take for granted. We don't take for granted because we're off the grid, undomesticated, doing our own power, wood, water, and it's nice to have a little break from the off-gridding chores. Oh my, because they run you ragged. We made a mistake. We realized going off-grid because we minimized too much. We minimized our life, and but we also minimized our vibration, almost becoming entrapped in our chores. And they rule over us all day. I'm constantly doing wood, water, power. Right, trying to keep everything going for the family. And it's not easy doing it on a budget, doing it minimal. Right, and especially in the winter, everything gets harder. In the Northeast, some of the harshest winters we have. And this one's been already very cold in the month of December. Very cold. Okay, and we're aware the weather modification. We know they're trying to take people out in this season. Right. They can cause more harm during the winter than in the summers. Because they know people, if they're left out in the cold, they cannot survive, right? The elderly, the less fortunate. Okay, they don't have money for heat. This is where we got to come together and unite, and that's why we do the Revolution. If you're new to the show, thank you for joining. If you've been with us for a little while, thank you for listening. Okay, we're doing this because we care. Because not only of our children, but all the children on the earth and all the people. Okay? We're human beings. Okay? We're supposed to have compassion, care for each other. They've taken the human being out and put in the human doing. All we do is do so we can have, then we'll have time to be. No, we gotta be and do in order to have. Okay, we got to be ourselves. All right? Let's stop lying to ourselves. Stop living the lie, okay, that our parents wanted for us. All right? Questioning our actions. Am I doing this because I want to? Or am I forced? Or is it because of peer pressure? All right? So, this is the stuff we talk about, social engineering. Okay? How they've molded our minds from cradle to grave. Okay? Starting with our parents. The biggest, the biggest programmers really before the school system comes in, if you choose that route, which we don't with our children. We know better not to put them into the indoctrination centers, the programming prisons that we call schools. Okay, they're just training centers for slavery, separating the children, separating their souls from their physical bodies, right? Sit down, be quiet. You can't go anywhere, do anything unless you raise your hand and get permission from the adults. Right? We're taught truth comes from the adult, the authority figure in the class. No. Okay, they don't know everything. Their perceptions aren't aligned probably with the truth. They're just following orders, teaching the curriculum, what they're told to teach. You try to be a teacher in the mainstream and teach what you want, they'll say, what are you doing? We know a teacher who tried to teach some kids her own, some of her own lessons. They said, no way, what are you, crazy? You stick to the orders or you're gone. That's what we got to become aware of, folks. Teachers, nurses, you guys have good intentions maybe, but it's doing lots of harm to our kids. Like during COVID, for instance, putting those masks on our kids. They know the kids are going to love the masks. They know after 28 days that creates a habit and that will stick with them. You traumatize them, create a new habit, tell them they need this mask to go out and be a good person. No, those things didn't do anything but harm us more. Okay, we're breathing our own shit air. Alright, do the research. Those things don't protect nothing. Alright? Nothing. The only reason the doctors wear them in surgery so they don't get spit into into their surgery. Alright? So, knowledge over the lies, folks. A Revolution-ary. And that's why we're doing this, to inspire people to become Revolutionaries. What is a Revolutionary? Well, it is one who chooses to become a better person. One who desires to be the best person they can be, the highest vibration, raising their conscious level, being aware that you're even consciousness, right? Having a human experience. Consciousness will never dies, okay? They don't want you to know this. That's why they never speak about consciousness in the Bible, and the higher conscious levels would never have bought that Bible full of contradictions, lies, and encoded with some truth hidden in there, sprinkled in. Alright? But they destroy the sacred feminine in the Bible. No talk about the sacred feminine, the woman, the creator, who creates, right? She creates life. Okay, we use our women. We gotta pick them up, put them on the pedestals, and treat them like the divine goddesses they are. Gentlemen, alright? Providing for your female, okay, is what we're supposed to do. Protect, provide for your lady, for your kids, Okay? This 50-50 argument on the internet is what an imbalanced male will ask of his partner. I don't have this, honey. I need help. Okay? We need to take back our power. Okay? So that the true nurturing feminine can be at home, either with the children or working on herself. And working on herself, in consciousness, raising her vibration. And how do you might add, how can I raise my vibration? How can I free my mind control? Great questions to ask yourself. That's what a Lovolutionary is. Always questioning the lies, questioning information, discerning information, right? That means to judge information, the ability to judge falsehood from the truth. And all this is very important when taking that spiritual dive, okay? Two things that you don't want to get caught into, two traps, right? Is never starting your conscious journey or spiritual journey or Lovolution and not going all the way. All right, those are two huge factors, okay? A lot of people in this movement, if you want to call it that, they want to be, I'm just going to learn a little bit of information, and that's good. I know, I'm good there. I'm going to stop. I'm completely healed, all set, done with my shadow work. No, okay? That's not going all the way, folks. That kind of mindset is what a moral relativist would think. I don't need to work on my diet. I don't need to work on my behavior, my habits that don't empower me. I'm good. And I know enough now to, be awakened. But knowing doesn't do anything, folks, for nobody. If you don't apply that knowledge, then it's like you don't even know. Okay? So how do we raise our vibration? How do we free our mind control? Well, first, it's all about the belief systems, the be-lying systems that we be lying to ourselves about. And that's the first 5 letters of the word belief. Very dangerous word to get you trapped in a nice comfortable mind control. All right. And this is how they got us. We care more about the game than our children. We care more about our stuff than our mom and dad or our grandparents. No, we got to help each other out. All right, lend a hand to your neighbor. Shovel their sidewalk. Shovel their steps. All right, brush off their car if they need a hand. We gotta, help out the elderly. Help out our children. These are the most vulnerable groups of people on the planet. Yeah, sorry, I'm speaking a little softer today. I'm at the in-laws, so I have a little softer tone. Sorry about that. I'll speak a little louder. Thank you, love.
Hey, everyone.
There's my beautiful spirit, Amy.
Much love, you guys. I'm down tending to the children. So sorry to miss you today, but I hope you all are doing well, receiving great energy, and giving it off. I love you all, beautiful spirits. And I just checked the volume. So great job, honey. Much Revolution, everybody. Know thyself to love thyself.
Love you. Great. There she is. The most amazing woman I've ever met. I'm so thankful and grateful for her. And we have 2 beautiful kids. 2 boys. One's 8, one's 2. And, we're kind of roughing between them right now and making sure that they're playing together properly, not hurting each other, right? Teaching the boys early, doing no harm, but you can defend yourself at all costs when anyone messes with you, right? Self-defense principle with the non-violent principle. We don't have the right to initiate violence against any sentient being ever. All right? And these are natural laws. They've been hidden. They're science. They are not beliefs. Okay? You don't need to believe in the law of gravity for your ass to go down. Okay? And that is what natural law is. It is the governing body that governs the consequences of human behavior. Okay? We don't think about it. Most people would call it karma, and they have heard of that. But you say natural law, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. Anyway, if you're interested in natural law, the expert guru Mark Passio, check out his website, Love You Mark. One Great Work Network, which is a bunch of content creators teaching natural law. So check us out on the One Great Work Network, along with What on Earth is Happening, an amazing website Mark created to help inform his brothers and sisters. And we got turned on to his information around 2017. And we've been speaking out ever since we integrated the natural laws within our lives. Okay, we quit doing harm at work, doing harm right on our plates. Peace starts on our plates, folks. No one wants to look at it. No one wants to deal with it because we're all emotionally tied to food from our mommy and daddy, what they taught us, okay, which are mostly lies, right? If nature didn't grow it, I wouldn't take it. Nature didn't make it, don't take it. As the legend Dr. Sebi once said, if nature didn't make it, don't take it. And that's a mindset that we've adopted. And it's been almost 9 years. I stopped, or 8 years, 2018, we stopped commercial fishing, lobstering, and we stopped eating dead animals all in one afternoon after watching Earthlings. Okay, you want to free your mind control? Well, we are what we eat. Okay, eat to live or you'll die from eating. Okay, eat life, eat live enzymes, or if you eat dead ones, that brings you closer to it. You eat death, that brings you closer to it. Okay? I don't care who you are, but if you still eat that animal flesh and call yourself a spiritual enlightened being, you're full of shit. Okay? That's the one thing we all say we love is animals. Yet, this animal's okay to eat, or that animal's my pet and I sleep with that one. But no, this one I'm going to slice his throat. Okay, most people could never actually kill and prepare an animal if they had to. And there would be a lot less meat eaters if that government didn't subsidize all these horrible factory farms. Alright? Anyway, check out our website, folks. A little plug, Revolution.net. LUV-A-LUTION. Again, my name is John Paul, and I've been awake for a little while now, doing about 15 years of research, fully awakened myself, aligned with the natural laws, okay, with right livelihood, doing the right thing for a buck, not doing harm, okay, being aware. I came from a big Catholic family, all boys, and I was the youngest. So I had about 8 parents telling me what to do. Mom, dad, and 6 brothers. Oh man, and then all the coaches, teachers, priests. I was raised in outside New York City, in the suburbs, very competitive environment, sports, academics, where you going to college, you going to Harvard or Yale. Screw that. All right. I didn't really go to college a little bit. I grew up playing hockey and lacrosse, very competitive, and played a little in college up in upstate New York. And then I was so sick of it. I said, screw this, I'm not going here. It's wasting money. I'll teach myself what I want to know. And that's what I've been doing ever since, folks. And all the information is out there at our fingertips on the interweb. All right. Just look it up. Question everything. Okay. They want us picking sides. They want us choosing teams. And that's right where they got us, in that trap, that dialectic, the Hegelian dialectic, the problem, reaction, solution. Is a powerful tool the social engineers use, right? COVID was an example. 9/11, problem. They create the problem. Use fear to scare the crap out of the public, right? That's the reaction part. They create the problem, get the reaction they want, and present the solution. Here we go. Here we go. We got the answer for you. We're going to just make it safer for you by putting more and more police and military on the streets. Now you'll feel safe. No. Now it feels like a civil war, basically. Okay, and that's what they want to create. They're creating that civil war amongst Americans, immigrants. They want you pissed off at immigrants that are getting handed blank checks, blank debit cards, IDs, and they can go get whatever they want here, while we're the hard-working slave Americans are just getting by on peanuts. And they bring in the immigrants. Like I said, blank checks, blank debit cards, get whatever you want. And they tell them how to vote too, I'm sure. And they're all registered to vote. Anyway, they're destabilizing this country from basically by eliminating the middle class, folks. Okay, you're either rich or poor as piss, as Ghost Rider, the great hip hop artist, said. Okay, you need to be aware of this divide that they want us so entrenched in. And they're dividing the male, female, black, white, everybody. Okay? They want you believing in something. Anything, doesn't matter. Just whatever it is. Believe in it wholeheartedly, and so you'll never know. Believe what we tell you, so you'll never have the knowledge to stand up against us. And that is how the social engineers work. Right? They're dark sorcerers, dark chess masters, let's say. And we don't even know. We're just like little infants, just sucking on a binky, not even knowing we're playing a game. And we're supposed to be playing against a chess master. And so that's the knowledge differential, how big the gap is, right? From the people at the top to the slaves on the bottom. And in between is that big, strong group of police and military defending the ruling elite, all right? Or whatever you want to call them. Or the owners. So be aware, they want us fighting with each other. They want us right? Shaming our neighbor, blaming this, blaming that. And that way they have us. They completely have us when, when, you know, they have us just looking in through the perceptional lens. It's so tiny, right? Fighting amongst each other, right? For a dumb political party or your gender or race or religion, anything. They want us fighting all day. So we'll never realize that how bad we are under tyranny, folks. We're doing this because we care. On Lovolution, to all you amazing spirits out there, we love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing and being part of the Lovolution. We got the microcosmic Lovolution amongst the individual, which will lead to a collective Lovolution on the macrocosm, right? The big picture. Okay, we all started to do the inner work, knowing thyself, towards self-love, self-respect, self-responsibility. We'd be out of this mess. All right. And that's where they don't want us. They don't want us to unite. Because love creates a world they cannot control. George Orwell said this in 1984. Okay, read that book, folks. Brave New World, we should read that book. Okay? These are some powerful books that can really blast open your perceptional lens. All right? And that's what we're doing this for, too. Smash perceptions, okay? People's perceptions of themselves and of reality are all skewed, and because of the information, right, that we've taken in from, our upbringing. We got to break those chains of mental slavery. We got to break those, rip them off, okay, and get to know thyself. Now, what does that mean, know thyself? Wow, that's a very large body of work it takes to know yourself. Okay, it means being alone, being in solitude, going through adversity, struggling. That helps to create a stronger person, right? If we just have everything handed to us and never have any adversity, we're not going to be very experienced. We're not going to have knowledge. No, we'll be privileged, soft, weak, and ignorant, all right? And that's where they want us, right? They want us ignorant. What else? Lazy, apathetic, meaning I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't care. I just want to watch a game. And I don't care about ethics. No, just want to get paid. I don't care what I have to do. Kill this, kill that. I don't care. Give me my paycheck. And that's most people's mindset, which is the satanic mindset of me ideology all day, every day. All right. Hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. I appreciate all you amazing spirits that do tune in. You are the Lovolution. You are the solution. Lovolution is a solution. And this is what the show is about, solutions. How to better oneself, raising your vibration. All right? Do the research. Don't just listen to talk shows or YouTube videos. Do your own research. Question shit. Look into stuff. Go to the library. Right? Look it up on the internet. All right? The internet is very censored now, so beware of the answers that you get on the internet, all right? Because they're going to occult the truth on there, all right? Occult means hidden, simply, all right? To hide. So they hide a lot of things from the public, right? Government's all just one big occulted thievery corporation, all right? When we realize this, we've broken out from our mind control. All right, one that believes in government wholeheartedly is under severe mind control, severe brain damage to think that this bunch of people care about you. No, never have and never will. All right, all they care about is more control, more power, and that's about it. They don't need money. They got all the money. Yeah. What they need is more children to harm, and that's why we got to protect our kids. All right, that's why we tell you, keep them home, folks. It ain't safe sending them out to get picked up by some drug addict bus driver. Who knows what they're on? Half of them are drunk, half of them, who knows what else. And then they go into this school they call a school, and they line them up like prisoners. If you went to a school these days, and you would not accept that behavior. So, protect our kids, folks. The number one thing we got to do as a parent, a conscious parent, we got to make ourselves conscious. Then we have to help to inform our partner so that we can grow in consciousness and in truth together. And as truth as the pillar, right? Amy and I, we have that unique relationship because we both want care to learn more, care about the truth. We put the truth first as a priority, the care for truth. Now, what is truth? Oh, how do you know the truth? The truth simply is, and is the truth. What has happened, what is happening, and what will continue to happen. And I repeat myself on this show a lot, but it's only to get the message hammered in, okay? Like the Bible, it repeats itself all day because they had an agenda, right? The Council of Nicaea, about 80 people locked in a room, had to write this thing, all right, back in 325 AD. Constantine, folks, should have been called Constantinianity, but they wanted to use this Christ figure to exploit and base a religion on. Folks. All right, Christ is a consciousness. It's a level of consciousness which they never want you to obtain. They want you unconscious, walking dead. And that's why they call us that. And that's why they play shows called that. Because they're mocking you and me and all the other docile slaves. Slavery never ended, folks, in this country. It was only extended to everyone. Okay? Abe Lincoln didn't end slavery. No. Okay? It was only extended to include everyone. Alright? So, if you think you're not a slave, you're under mind control. We all are, unfortunately. And we got to start thinking before they take our consciousness, which they're already doing with the AI takeover. Okay? Choosing nature. Choosing the truth over the lies. Choosing morality over immorality. Right? Just because everyone does it, doesn't make it right. Because everyone doesn't make it true. And because everyone does it, doesn't mean it aligns with morality. Okay? It's such a powerful, powerful way to wake yourself up. Right? Aligning with the natural laws of the universe. Consequentialism, they call it as well. Right? There's consequences for every decision and action you take and make. And most people want to blame, project out that what they're doing onto others. It's their fault. Never pointing the finger back in, looking at yourself, looking at your behaviors, your habits, okay, how you affect people. And a Lovolutionary is one that does affect others. They're not affected by the world, but they block and deflect the ignorance, the misinformation. They can discern and see through the lies. Right? That's a Lovolutionary, folks. And that's why we're doing this show. Because we care. Because we are sick of the overwhelming ignorance everywhere. Who the hell taught us to just be ignorant, soft, and lazy? Right? Well, the school systems, pretty much, they don't teach you to go be a strong, masculine man, your own, right? Create. They just said, good luck. Good luck in college. Well, luck is a big effing lie. All right? You create your own luck with your actions, your thoughts, emotions, actions. All right? The inner creates the outer. Most don't want to hear that because they want to be just blame and shame and play the victim. So, as a Lovolutionary, we don't play the victim. We know we create everything, the good, bad, ugly, to teach us lessons. Okay? That's why we're here, folks. You know why you're here? Which my purpose? It's to grow in consciousness. It's to grow in experience. To grow everything. That's the evolutionary part. We don't grow. We don't learn things. We're stagnant. And that's involution, where they want us. So where they'll never make a change or never stand up to anything. Yeah, that's exactly where they want us. That's why they're emasculating the men to become soft, scared cowards. And I see it. I see it all over the television, how they shame the male figure like he is a know-nothing moron, useless. And, yep, hello. I just had my son knocking. I'm just want to just see if he's okay. Hello. So, anyway, forget what I was talking about. But you are the solution, all right? Looking that person in the mirror before we shame or blame others, okay? Okay, you're the one that has to change, make a change. Oh my gosh, shame and blame others, that's very immature, irresponsible, to not step up and show yourself some self-respect, that self-responsibility that leads to this self-love that we need. You can't love anything until you love yourself. And you gotta love yourself to love others. And that's why we're in this mess. Because everyone loves their stuff, not people. We got to use stuff and love people, not love our stuff and use people. Okay? That's all we see out there. Just exploitation everywhere of the animals, of humans, of Mother Earth. Exploit, 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 all for a freaking dollar. Right? We gotta ask ourselves, am I doing harm at work? And if I am, do I have the courage to leave a job where I'm getting paid to do harm? Most people will not. They'll just swallow their ethics, swallow their morality, or ditch it at the first sign of getting maybe some struggle or uncomfortable, right? And that is part of being a Lovolutionary. Going through adversity, struggling, right? Teaching yourself. Stop lying to yourself, all right? Taking care of your physical, okay, vessel. Know that you are what you eat. You eat garbage, you're going to feel like garbage. You eat healthy, you feel healthy. Okay? And that peace that we all long for and talk of, it starts on your plate. The peace starts on our plate, folks. We don't fight for peace. You peace for peace. Peaceful non-compliance. Okay, all everyone talks about is I'm fighting this, I'm fighting that, fighting cancer. Okay, what you fight, you become. Okay, look at Alex Jones. He was fighting for the truth, and now he's part of the lies. Okay? Who knows if he doesn't even touch on the truth. All he talks about is Team Red and how much he loves Team Red and Orange Face and all that. Alright? So, he was great back in the day to help wake me up 10 years ago. But, yeah, he only goes so far. Love the guy, but we don't love his information anymore. He's stuck in the religious cement, the religious muck. Alright? So, we're all God and goddesses, folks. And if you don't want to hear that, sorry. Well, that's the truth. They don't want you to know that you are a God and goddess. Okay, you're all powerful. Why do you think school teaches you you're nothing, you're nobody? Sit down, be quiet. That's to turn off that goddess and God within each of us. And to get us to accept our slavery gladly, happily. Like Aldous Huxley said in Brave New World, we get them to love their servitude, love their slavery. And that's what I see all over the place. You are your job in a lot of places. You are your work, right? We identify. I am blank. No, I am. How about that? Period. I am an infinite awareness having a human experience. Right? When we're under that mind control, that's what we talk of, having your head in your rear end. That's mind control. Right? The ability to not listen to any new information. That's mind control. Right? The ability to never change because of your perceptional lack of awareness. That's mind control, folks. And they do it. Some people don't even have an original thought their whole lives. Okay, everything's programmed from the TV, the radio, the media, social media, everything. Right? Nothing is original anymore. We're just taking information from others, twisting it, putting it out. But over my years and years of research, I learned love is the only truth. Love is why they don't talk about it. They don't want it. They don't want nothing to do with love. Again, because that connects us, creates a world they cannot enslave us in. We all were self-governing, strong revolutionaries, right? And that's that evolution of consciousness towards self-love, toward... my cat just bit me. Just playing with her. And, so knowing thyself, to love thyself, we say over and over and over and over, because it's a very true statement, okay? We got to do the inner work, that's knowing thyself, the shadow work, questioning the lies that were programmed into your perceptions and beliefs. Dissolving beliefs, folks. That's what it's all about. Beliefs don't do nothing for nobody. Alright? And they just perpetuate the nonsense, the chaos, the enslavement. Knowledge will set you free. The truth will set you free before it should piss you off, though, first. Because it's not a pretty picture. Alright? When you look under the veil, when you look behind that curtain, and you see the workings of how things are really operating. Alright? Like the medical system. Okay? They're a huge organ harvesting factory, basically. They get you sick, and they'll take you out, and they'll make a fortune on your body parts. And that's a sad reality. Just one conspiracy I'll touch on. I mean, there's many, but that's one, okay? They're harvesting our organs. And if you marked down to be an organ donor, they won't give you the care you need so that they can harvest your organs once you pass. Okay? A kidney, for instance, is $250K. Someone's kidney, right? And that's just one piece of equipment in our bodies. Alright? We gotta know this, folks. We gotta know this type of stuff is going on. The medical, they don't want anything good for us, okay? We are customers at a snack bar they call the medical system. You don't want anything on that snack bar menu. Well then, what the hell are you doing there? And that's how we operate. We know their menu. We know they don't offer anything healthy. And that's why we've taken our power back. And our kids are healthy, right? We don't vaccinate, so they're not full of garbage. So they actually have an advantage here. Their immune systems are strong. And their coordination, their dexterity. It's amazing to watch. The kids. I was jabbed as a kid growing up, through school and sports. I think it was mandatory. You had to. And I don't remember the last time I ever been jabbed. Probably when I was a teenager. Anyway, I'm 46 now. So, don't believe what I'm saying. No. Okay? And do your own research. That is where you gotta start. Doing the research. Looking up things that spark your interest, right? Or questioning. They know most Americans, most people in the Western world do not check facts. Do not check what we hear on TV. We take their word as the truth. No, these people are paid liars, professional. Dress up nice, they look great, so we think they're going to be spouting the truth. No. Definitely not. Okay? They are not speaking the truth to us. They get us to come by fear gets you to go to the hospital or doctor. And what do they use to keep you there? Fear. Scare the crap out of them. You'll die if you don't do this, this, and this. Oh, you need us. Your genes are crap. You'll die if you don't do what we tell you. All right? So, it's a big death cult running this frickin' place. If you don't realize it, well, now you do. It's a death cult, Saturn, moon matrix. And what are the Saturn colors? Red and black. Okay. So be aware of that, red and black, when you're watching the Super Bowl halftime show, the biggest satanic show there is in the world, because they know all those eyeballs are watching. So we're going to put some crazy symbols in there to really program the population. They know this. Signs and symbols rule the world, not words and laws. Confucius's quote, right? Signs and symbols rule the world, because they know one symbol is millions of times more powerful to your subconscious than any word, right? Where our conscious mind takes in about 40 bits of information, and the subconscious is taking in millions. And that's why the television is so powerful. They can program us right in the comfort of our own home to never stand up for truth, never stand up for freedom, never stand up, right, for, the truth. I'll say it again. They know we won't stand up to it if we're just ignorant, scared, apathetic. They know that's right where they want us. And, all these parasite politicians are put there to keep things as they are. They don't change anything, okay? They change things for their benefit, maybe, not for ours. Never have, never will. So all you people under that governmental mind control, free your mind control. Dissolve it. Let it go. It's doing nothing for you. Alright. Coming up on close to the ending of the show. We got about 5 minutes. But anyway, I love doing the show with you guys. We love getting out the information that we've learned, sharing it with our brothers and sisters. That's what we got to do. Share the truth. Because we got 24-hour news networks pumping out new lies every day. Because a lie has an expiration date. And so they know they have to come up with new lies constantly and to obfuscate, right? Those are false ideas created so that we'll never be able to discern the truth from lies. They obfuscate. And that's how they keep us right where they want us, okay? And know that you're all powerful, you're amazing, you can do anything, right? The inner creates the outer. So, doing that inner work, going within, or you go without. And, I hope all those listening and everyone all over the world can relate with this, or share the Lovolution with anyone you know. Talk to people about it, right? Conscious people can understand this stuff, can understand natural law. When you have that open mind, that's part of freeing your mind control. Not discarding information, but being open to it. And not discarding information, especially if someone's mad as hell and they're yelling it at you. You don't turn them off just because they're mad. Why is this person mad? Maybe I should be mad as hell too, because of how they treat us, the elderly, the children. Alright? We gotta protect those vulnerable groups of people. And that's why we do this show, folks. There's the music. And again, we love you. We'll see you a week from now. And we'll see you next year. Hope you have a great New Year's. Remember, it's amateur night, so be careful out there. Love yourself. Know thyself to love thyself. One revolution.
Thank you for listening to Revolution Radio.